No, absolutely. Today he's going for another medal in the team event, mixed team event. There are two GB crews going in this. It's an Olympic debut. So basically himself and then probably Tabby Stocker as one team, and then Marcus Wyatt, and then one of the two other British women. They'll only get told today who's going to be in those teams, confirmation of those teams. Basically, it's one run each, one for the man, one for the woman, and whoever goes down the fastest wins the gold. Team GB are expected to get another medal here because, as you've just been discussing there, Matt Weston is just so good. I know too much about skeleton that's really healthy for anyone. So just coming into the panel there, what you were discussing there, this is not by fluke that they're winning, and it's not just by natural talent. Yes, Matt Weston is naturally talented, but the mere fact that Britain doesn't have those facilities, they've gone for those marginal gains in other areas where the other countries haven't, and there is a huge team behind the team that is looking for those marginal gains. It's all started back years and years ago, a guy called Kristen Bromley, along with GB Skeleton. Kristen Bromley was the husband of Shelley Rudman, who won silver on the skeleton in Turin in 2006. And ever since the readmittance of the sport in 2002, bar Beijing 4 years ago, Team GB have won a medal. 8 medals now, most successful nation ever in skeleton. And it's because of those technological gains, that tea tray, and it does look like a tea tray, but they're looking for all these little advantages they can have. You mentioned there the wind tunnels, the equipment. We've already had a little bit of a to and fro with with CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport, about a helmet that Team GB wanted to use here in Cortina. It didn't make a difference in the end. So all these little marginal gains, and then the High Performance Centre, which is based at Bath University, where they do everything they possibly can around push starts and the athletes. And then there's this talent ID programme, Rob, as well, where they identify people who are genuinely brilliant athletes, but maybe not quite to level. Lizzie Arnold, that Jackie was mentioning there, she was in pentathlon, and they saw the talent she had and transferred her to skeleton. Matt Weston was a really good rugby player and taekwondo, maybe not going to quite get to levels he wanted to. They transferred him over on a talent ID programme. Marcus Wyatt, the other British male out here, he nearly went professional at football, didn't quite make it. Went to one of these sort of little taster sessions. They've got him in. Pretty much everyone over the last sort of 15 years has come through a talent ID programme where they've all been exceptional at other sports, but maybe not quite to the level to go, you know, professional or to get to an Olympic Games. And they've transferred them to the skeleton. Bizarre, but that's how it's worked.
Geraint, I don't want to brag so much because France are doing so well in these Olympics. I mean, I'm happy to tell you all the medals that we won. I'm just saying, but it's just one for Team GB, one medal so far. Is there a feeling of disappointment? There's a few fourth places where they were really unlucky maybe not to get a medal. And what's the objective now for the second week as well?
Yeah, bonjour, Julien. You're absolutely right. I think there is probably, even though they won't admit it publicly, a little bit of disappointment that it's just one medal on the board, albeit that gold medal. There was palpable relief on Friday night when Matt Weston brought home not just the medal, that it was a gold as well. They got them on the table with the best medal possible. But I think you mentioned, I was thinking I've been a little bit of a curse these sort of past 10 days or so, because everywhere where myself and my cameraman Joe had gone, Team GB came fourth. Having been in the medal position as well, whether it was Kirsty Muir, Mia Brooks, then we went to the figure skating to watch Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson, who were going for that bronze medal position, and then in the final last dance, Lila Fear had a terrible mistake that, you know, it's one of those 1 in 1,000 mistakes, and I was 20 yards away, and I'm beginning to think, am I the problem here? But they really, they've missed out on a couple. I think, Julien, I think they probably think they should have had maybe about 2 or 3 in the bag by now rather than 1. But tonight, they will hope to have 2, because I really think they've got a super chance of getting a medal in this mixed skeleton.
As long as you're nowhere near it, Geraint. Now, I will talk about my favourite film, which is Cool Runnings, and that famous story of Jamaican bobsleigh team, which they have been consistent at Winter Olympics ever since. But I didn't ever think I'd be talking about a Brazilian skiing champion, which seems even more amazing than a Jamaican bobsleigh team. So I'm not sure how much Oh, the readers are going on, so this is going to be good. Away you go.
Right. I'm in the middle of nowhere here. I'm the unique way that... I think there's 1 horse and 1 dog where I am at the moment. I'm about an hour and a half away from Cortina because only the rich and famous stay there. It's like the San Moritz for the Italian ski resorts. So everything in there is so expensive, and you know, the great and the good are up there. So we're down the hill. All I could find paper-wise, other than the pigeons, was this Corriere Alpi, which pretty much says what it is, you know, the Alps. That's all I could get. However, there is a 6-page spread in this, and right, bear with me. We tried to practice this earlier. Here we go, 6-page spread, but there you go. There's the Brazilian guy who won gold. So everything else in this paper is all about Italy. About their successes, whether it be medal or how their athletes are doing. You know, they're very, very patriotic, very on it with everything from the supporters, what they're doing in the towns around Cortina, here where we are up well, actually in the Dolomites here. But there's that the Brazilian guy, Marco Odermatt, here, Lucas Bradan Pinheiro. What a great shot that is. I hadn't looked at that properly, how he's jumping up onto the gold, onto the podium for the gold there. So that's about the only breakthrough in the Italian newspapers for him. Interesting as well, just I suppose how it's being viewed here in Italy. Like, you switch on the TVs when we're up at the venues. We've been in Milan, we've been in Cortina, we've been to Livigno as well. Switch on the TVs, it's on everywhere. Obviously, this is a local newspaper. It's got a 6-page spread as well. But it's really interesting today, what's actually on the back page of the sports pages, away from the Olympics, they're really back onto football. It's the Inter-Juve match last night. And interesting as well about, there wasn't so much of an argument over the last sort of 10 days, fortnight ago, but remember where the opening ceremony for the Olympics was? It was at the Olympic Stadium, at the San Siro. And AC Milan had to move away. That game against Como that was meant to be played in Australia, then eventually postponed. Inter played a game in the Coppa Italia. That was played at another stadium in Milan. So they've got the San Siro back, and that seems about all they care about there. So football is creeping back into things here in Italy now.